What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Let's Jack.
Let's jack it up.
Semi-blind.
With
Let's
our jacks?
Jack and Jack and how do I It's been. We did this episode literally a day after our last recording, so we don't really remember how to play.
What?
Oh, you didn't.
Are you saying that sarcastically?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you said it seriously, like you're trying to pass it off, and I was like, huh?
No, bruh, no, we haven't played this in
This
a long
place
time.
looks as bad as my old bedroom back home.
Jack, over here!
Samos, Kira.
Ah, Samos. Still as green as the stuff between my toes.
See, Kira? I knew I could feel Jack's energy. My boy,
too.
it's...
Oh, Kira's into you, man. Look at Kira. Look at her. Look at
Below
you.
the palace. They must be terribly important. The metalheads and KG robots are
Jaxter's in
advancing
there.
toward them.
Same.
Hold out
Jaxter's
forever.
the same.
So, the city needs me again, huh? What else is new?
Vega has turned on the force fields here.
Viger's the one who attacked the palace. He said he was looking for something below. Something in the catacombs.
Well, you're just going to have to find whatever it is before he does. But first, you'll need to find another way into this section of the city. Take the sewers into the port, then find
Dad,
a
look
way
at hips
north
on
to reach
Kira.
us. And Jack, we're sorry for what happened. We should have stopped Vega.
I expected the Arthur meme.
Ollie, make up an Arthur meme. Something like when Jack gets kicked out of the city for doing the right thing. Listen, the man literally requested more dubstep remixes.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, you're afraid to
Oh.
just put dubstep over all of us. Yeah, so,
No, that cutscene was so overacted, it was too much.
so now we're gonna do a Resident Evil tier list for games.
Now?
Well,
we're not
not
done-
now,
I was like,
like-
we're done.
But
we're not-
well, just floating ideas. So like
Yeah.
another tier list for Resident Evil we could do. Let's just think about it right now. We're gonna have to. We'll do this later. But
Best villain in Resident Evil.
no, the tier list for the monsters.
Yeah, totally.
So like, what's your like?
Are we talking
So
danger
like,
here, or what?
so like, how scary are they?
Son of a...
And how well designed they are would be good, or like, if you know what I mean.
How scary? So we're talking like how...
So like, how scary they are and like how good they are. Like
That's
how
a big
how
list.
like it's hard to say what I mean, but like
Yeah.
like if you think they're bad or they're not well designed or like they look cool or they don't play
Hey,
well.
hey!
So let's start it off. I'm gonna need your help on this because you remember them more than I do. So let's just start off with the default zombie. What do you think? What tier? I'm gonna go with the C tier.
C tier for zombie?
Yeah, and
You go C?
let me give you my explanation. It's because zombies are good. They're the normal enemy, but they're not that scary, right? They're dangerous in groups, but they're not that dangerous, right?
Okay.
But they're just average, right? Like
Alright.
they're not really scary, but they're normal. They're fine. Like they're good. C tier is solid.
Okay.
It's just average enemy.
Middle of the road. I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. They're the
Like, you know what
staple
I
for the
mean,
whole
right?
series. All right, yeah.
Like
yeah.
they're not really that scary.
Okay,
and they're
guys,
not
hold
really
on,
that
hold on.
dangerous.
Ollie, we're gonna do some advertising here, just because. First of all, if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe. Second, if you're curious why every single time we talk about Resident Evil,
Do the melon. It's left in the grab button.
What?
Left in the grab button is how you do a melon most of the time.
I just kickflip.
If you're Chad Musk on
Yo, I'm
first
not
game,
even
press
joking you.
down up grab. I think for a backflip, but only Chad Musket could do
But
that.
only Chad Musket. So anyway, if you guys are curious why we're talking about RE all the time, Jesse and I over the
They're
entirety
curious.
of this year.
By the time this goes
Hold on,
up,
hold
they'll
on,
see
hold on.
like 17 of Resident Evil
That's
streams.
the point. We've been playing through the entirety of the Resident Evil series over the entire year. If you guys are remotely curious, go check them out because they're all up right now. You can literally watch all of
Trevor,
Resident
you're
Evil
gonna
right
kill
now.
yourself.
Huh?
You're gonna kill yourself.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm just saying that would be a terrible gun in real life.
It would be a terrible gun. Okay, so zombie is C tier. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but you understand what
I'm
I'm saying.
taking
It's
off my
not it's not a bad monster, but it's okay. Say it's because it's not that scary,
Yeah.
and they're not that dangerous. They can be, but they're not
Oh
usually.
gosh!
Right?
Yeah.
What would you call a zombie?
A zombie is, bro. If you, I appreciate what you're getting at. I will meet you at a C tier for zombie because they are middle of the road normal enemy.
So you agree, but you were shocked when I said C tier.
It's just because C seems high. I would personally call them about a D.
Oh, you were shocked they were too high. I thought you
Yeah.
wanted them higher.
No, I would call them about a D. The only reason is,
But the thing is they're not
they're not scary.
bad.
They're hindrances. That's the way.
So
I've
like,
always
let's
seen
start
zombies.
from Resident Evil 1. And I'm gonna need your help on this. So no bosses, just enemies, okay?
Alright,
And bosses that were once
Buckle in, folks. This is our episode. I'm excited to do it.
bosses. I mean, we're gonna actually do an official one when we're finished the entire series.
All right. Okay.
Because we're gonna forget some enemies.
All right. Someone
so-
in the chat, if we missed something, just tell us.
So starting from Resident Evil 1, so let's just go to the next zombie then. Crimson Heads. What would you give them? I'd give them an A.
I'd give them an A
so
tier.
much
A,
for
Crimson Heads are
playing my
scary.
game.
They're scary. They're dangerous. Especially, you need the shotgun to deal with them.
Yeah.
But at that point in the game, you need your shotgun and its little rounds for the bosses.
Yeah,
So,
I
you
would
don't want to use it.
I would
but
argue,
you have to almost.
Yeah, lore-wise, they're really interesting too. They were literally a created enemy for the remake of Resi 1.
Yeah.
And that's really dope that they even did something like that because they didn't have to. They made a whole new guy. That's pretty dope.
But yeah, like Crimson Heads are good. They're good design. They're dangerous. They're scary.
Yeah, I say they're about an A. And everyone loves Crimson Heads. Like, ever since they were first conceived, everyone was like, they're scary, they're rad, they're cool, they're different, you know?
Okay, so what's the next enemy?
They make a normal enemy horrifying.
Okay, here's one.
Yeah.
So going from Resident Evil 1 still. Again, if I forget any, spiders.
Spiders?
D.
D. An F. F.
No, F is a fail. There's only one enemy in the game I give an F. Not in the game.
Is it the eliminate?
We'll get to that.
I give spiders. Okay, spiders are very.
There's the thing. Spiders can be scary to the right person.
They're creepy. I'm terrified.
But
of spiders
firstly,
in real
I'm
life.
not scared of them.
I'm terrified of them.
And they're not dangerous. Even in Resi 2, when they were fast, they're not dangerous. So they get a D. They're
Alright.
they're there. They can do something.
Jesse and I have talked about this a lot, but you can actually. The funny thing about spiders and RE everything, as we've learned. Wow, there's a precursor item here. As we've learned about everything in RE, spiders are actually hilarious in the way that they actually aren't a threat at all. You can actually walk past every spider. Like, don't fight spiders. Unless it's directly in
I mean, in Resi 3,
Wow, did you see
they
that
put
shit?
them
I
in
got
hallways, so
stuck.
you kind of had to, but...
Oh my gosh, maybe I can fix this. I think I actually just recovered this. Yeah, they literally, unless that spider is standing in front of a door, and then even if the spider is, honest to goodness, for a BOW, use handgun ammo.
I mean, yeah, maybe in Resident 3 when they're in hallways.
Oh, thank you for that checkpoint. Very generous of you, Jack.
Okay, so spiders. What would be the next? Okay, crows.
Crows? E tier. Is there an E tier?
E. Yeah, it was before F.
Is F really that low? Oh, gosh. I don't know. Crows are atmospheric.
I mean, they are, but they're not scary. They're not dangerous.
Crows
They're-
are Ds
they're,
to me.
They're like E's. They're like just
No,
why?
I'll tell you, they're D's, but it's because they filled the same role as the spiders. I cannot.
But spiders can actually do something.
You know, I'm this close to cheesing this. I cannot figure out how to grind for whatever reason. I was doing it the entire time, and now I
start
can't.
and look at your controls. I don't know. If only you had a manual. You do if you get your PS2 copy.
Oh yeah.
But you bought the digital version. You're just in the dark.
I have 3 versions of this.
No.
Gosh!
So yeah, I say think D. I think E for
Game
crows.
over.
Okay, so here's what else we have.
Oh, hold
So-
on, Ollie. For the record, I expect you to throw up like a little graphic every
Well,
single time.
I don't want to do this one like reels for
No, it
reels
doesn't
later.
matter. I want a little graphic.
But then, I mean, we can do it now.
maybe have a crow swirl in with.
But we're definitely gonna do this again. When
Crows,
we're
okay,
finished.
crows fill the same role as spiders to me. They don't do anything. They're not dangerous. They just hang out, and you know what? They're walk-away enemies. Just like everything else, they are walk-away enemies. You just leave. When you see a crow, walk out of the room.
Alright, so we're going Resi 1 still. So, oh yeah, here's another one. Snakes.
Snakes?
Like,
Regular snake
this
or
is a-
yawn?
No, that's a boss.
Okay. Snakes, F.
F is fail. They don't fail.
They
they're
fail.
roll.
They don't do anything. They're barely obstacles.
I don't know. That give them like a E. They're like,
No.
it's like for me, my answer
here's
is
the thing.
they're snakes. They're not even zombie snakes. They're snakes.
The reason-
What do you even say? They're just snakes. They're about as dangerous as real snakes. As in, just stay away from
Maybe you
them.
get poisoned if
I mean,
bite
they
you.
fall from the sky. I guess that makes them
I
a
gotta
bit
figure
more
this out now.
dangerous.
Oh gosh, I figured it out.
But yeah, so like, okay, so what else is in Resi 1 that
No, I'm not done with that snake thing. The reason they're a fail is because they don't function as an enemy, they function as an obstacle. They're not really...
I mean, technically all enemies are obstacles. If you
No,
really
but I
wanna
mean,
get-
they're not even good obstacles. Like, they don't really do anything, they don't really hurt you, they don't really do much, and when they fall, you You just leave.
Okay, so what do we got next? Okay, so let's just go to the easier one right now. Hunters.
Chad Musket. Sorry, what?
Let's go with Hunters. Hunters for me are a B.
Hunters have always been like a B tier for
Because
me.
they're not, for me, they're not scary.
I've never been bothered by hunters.
You know why? It's
Ow.
because by the time you get them, you're prepared for them.
Yeah, hunters always pop up later in the game. Usually you have the GL. You
So
have...
they're not scary. They're dangerous, but they're not scary, and they're not dangerous enough because you're prepared for them.
It's funny because I'm sure in Jack, I will bet money that if you go back and watch Jack 1 when I'm playing this with Kim, we probably have a similar conversation. Because Kim at the time was the only person I knew had played Resident Evil. So anyway, hunters, yeah, they're not high up on my list. They're not threats. They're not really much of anything there. But they are good designs. They're BOWs, and I appreciate that, you know? Dogs, where do dogs sit?
Yeah, I forgot about dogs.
Cerberuses are always B.
I'm gonna say C because
Nah.
the reason why I say dogs are a B or C is because I argue that they're not as scary as zombies, but they are more dangerous. I'd say.
Yeah, do we have a timestamp?
Nah, dude, we're not even in we're not even 13 minutes in. We're like
Alright.
11 minutes in.
Alright, we'll do... Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll work it out. So anyway, dogs, the reason I give dogs more credit, dogs, like hunters, have totally stood the test of time. Hunters have always... Dogs have always
They're
been
still
around.
C for me because
But
like,
hold on, they're scary, they have cool design, because they're dogs. They're not just dogs, but they're like decayed, scary, red and black.
see, I actually find them less scary than the zombies because they're just doggos.
I think they're iconic. They
are
this-
more dangerous.
They drive the story forward. Remember that too. They're literally part of the written plot of Resident Evil 1. You know?
You're right, but
I give dogs a solid B tier.
yeah, still C for me. Still thinking about Resi 1. So we got those Chimera things at the
Oh
end.
my gosh, dude, I'm in Haven City again. I'm dead serious. This is Haven City.
Nice. You get Hero Wind?
No, you're gonna love this. Hold on. Probably. I always have hero when I'm a hero. You remember this? You know where we are?
Vaguely.
Oh, wait. No, wait. I was gonna say Crew is dead. Because we killed Crew in the last game. This is Crew's bar. No one helped him. Okay, hold on. Let me, before we do this, I'm gonna get a cutscene when I walk in here.
Ah, the naughty Otzel. Honey, I'm home.
Jack, I never thought I'd see you again.
Torn? What are you doing to my place?
We needed a southern HQ for the war. Plus, I kinda like the sign with the Otzel head outside.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
We use it for target practice.
Hey!
Listen, I'm sorry we couldn't stop Count Viger. We all are.
We just saw Viger. He's trying to use precursor technology for something.
Figures. That guy always was one monk short of a choir. We have bigger problems now. Viger sent me on a suicide attack into the port, and we got cut off. Now we can't get back to Freedom HQ. Our forces are divided, and the KG and Metalhead fronts are squeezing us from both sides.
Never fear, the Trouble Twins are here.
Uh-oh. Speaking of trouble, we've got incoming blast bots from the KG City section. They're heading this way. Can you handle it, Jack?
Okay, so we got a little fear. But Jack is here.
You think Daxter would immediately run to find his weirdly sexually attracted to animals girlfriend? Wow, this thing is just like rolling, eh? Wait,
I thought you were
aren't we
controlling it for a second.
We're the government.
No?
Why are these, like...
There's a civil war, I guess.
That does... Alright, well, whatever. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, well, whatever.
Trevor, you're killing your own guys, I think.
I'm killing everybody. It's not like I have any choice in the matter. They just freak out.
Alright, so wait, what enemy was I just on?
We were
just
on
did
dogs,
And what did I say
Cerberuses.
after that? Right, no, Cerberus, what is that?
Cerberus is the dogs. That's what they've always been called.
Oh, okay, yeah, so they're just dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
So Chimera.
Chimera?
I'm gonna give them like a C.
Yeah, C.
Just because I think their
C
design
plus?
is cool. I
Do
think
we
their
have
design.
pluses?
I think no. That's just my.
Okay,
Because you know
alright.
tier lists are from left to right, and the
Yeah.
one on the left is better than the one on the right.
Yeah,
Even
okay.
in the same tier.
Alright.
So like, I think their design's really cool. But they're not
Chimera
really
have a cool
scary,
design.
especially because by the time you encounter them, you're like literally like at the final boss. You have all the power weapons and all the ammo.
I agree with you. Literally, if you remember, I don't know if you guys, I highly recommend you go watch the end. If not all, but I mean, like, go watch the end
All of it.
specifically of Resi 2 when Jesse first encounters a Chimera. Because I'm literally
That's
telling
Resi 1,
him,
by the way.
Resi 1, sorry. I literally tell Jesse when he's fighting the Chimera, I'm like, okay, here comes the newest and final enemy in the game. It's called a Chimera, and Jesse just shotguns this Chimera. It screams and flies across the room. I'm talking, not exaggerating, flies across the room. And then it's dead. Chimeras aren't hard. They're supposed to be, I think they're supposed to be plentiful, but like they're not scary. Hunters are worse than Chimeras because they can one-shot
Okay,
you.
so are we done with Resident 1 enemies?
I don't believe that for a sec. There must be one or two more.
Uh,
What about the plants? There's still plant tentacles. Those are in the game.
That's part of the boss, though.
No, it's not. Like you walk into areas and there's the plant tentacles that come up and strangle you.
That's
can't...
happens in like one part of the game from the boss. I'll give you the sharks, and I'll tell you
Oh
this.
yeah, the sharks are. in
I'll
the
give
game.
the sharks a B. But
Why?
honestly, Trevor,
Okay.
they're just sharks.
I-
Like, they're not even zombie sharks. They are zombie sharks, but does that make a difference?
I give sharks a C tier.
The reason I give them a B is because it's like, I'm trying to go by like
shit, I'm gonna
scariness
fail
too.
this.
They are scary and they are dangerous,
I screwed
but
this
they're
up.
scary and dangerous because not because they're zombies or mutated.
Yeah.
They're sharks.
Yeah.
Like
they're just sharks.
They're just sharks. So
like Neptune.
maybe that's a bit high.
Here's the thing.
I'll go C.
I'll go
C tier.
C,
C
but
tier.
Neptune is like I know we're not doing.
That's
bosses,
a
but-
boss.
yeah.
There are actual sharks though.
Yeah.
Like regular sharks.
I give Neptune's dope. But like, I'm not counting sharks in that. But they get a C. They're
Are
cool,
we-
and when you first see them, they're kind of scary because they're like, "Whoa, what the hell?" You know.
I don't think the cockroaches are in the first game, are they?
No, I don't think so.
So that's it then. I think we're done with all the enemies.
Yeah, I think that's it. If we missed any, let us know in the comments. We'll-
So moving on to Resi 2. Resi 2 didn't add that many enemies though. So Lickers then. What do you give them?
Liquor is solid A.
A. I give them a B.
Everyone loves liquors. Liquors are classic.
I think I'll give them a
liquors
B.
are like the alternative to hunters.
Hunters are scarier. And even hunters are not that scary, but the reason why I give Lickers a B is I think their design's really cool. And they're decently dangerous, but I don't really find them all that scary to be honest.
Hunter, you don't find like no. Here's the thing, design-wise, like, okay, seriously, give a liquor a solid score.
I
Here.
did. B is a solid score, man. It goes from A to F.
No, man. The reason
B is like almost top.
Listen, man. I know why you're saying this, but I'm saying to you, my logic is liquors are iconic, and
I know they are.
Hold on, they're also the only thing that they. I don't know how to describe this better than I am, but like, no other video game has an enemy quite like a liquor. Liquors are bizarre, scary monsters, and when you first get introduced to them, that's bone-chilling. Although we were laughing about it when we first saw it because it was
maybe
like...
if I played it when I was a lot younger, but for me, like I didn't find them to be that creepy. I think their designs really cool, and I think they're decently dangerous, which is why I give them a B though, right? There's that weird moth thing in that one room. I'll give it a C for props for existing.
I give Moth.
But I won't say it's scary, or I won't say it's scary or dangerous.
The Moth is a
I
C.
shotgunned it like no, I just flame grenaded it and it just died.
The Moth is a C. I appreciate it's in the game.
I do too. That's what I see. Yeah, so
Okay,
C.
let's not get too far off into the weird BOWs. What else is in
No,
there?
I'm talking about everything from 2 right now.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying.
What else is there in 2 that they added that's new?
They added. Sorry, man, you got me while I'm trying to do this, and it's fine. It's just like I'm focusing, so my brain isn't working all that well. Okay, so there's
That's
liquors, right?
There's liquors. There's like the stronger liquor, but I don't know if I really count that as a separate enemy.
Super liquors count, but they get the same tier for me. There's liquors. They're A's.
So like,
for
what
me.
else is there though? Like that they added?
Okay, let me think real quick.
Mostly
There's still crows. Crows stand.
No,
in the
I know,
same
like
place.
all the same enemies. I'm talking about new enemies.
Yeah, crows get the same place for me.
Well, yeah, they always get the same place. I'm talking. That's why I'm going for new enemies. What's new?
There's dogs in that game.
Yeah, but we've
liquors.
done
Hold on,
dogs.
I'm going through my head here. There's no hunters in that game,
No.
surprisingly.
But again, we've done hunters, so.
We got the moth. Ivies are new.
Oh, Ivies, yeah, okay.
I give Ivies a solid A. They're creepy. They spit acid. They poison you. They're different, and there's more than a few in the game too.
And that's another B for me for the same
You know what?
reason.
B is fair. B is. I'll meet
Because
you
there's
at a
not
B.
enough of them, and they're too late to really pose
Yeah.
that big a threat.
I'll meet you at a B on the Ivies. I think Ivies a fair B.
Is that it then?
I know we missed something.
We just played Resident Evil 2. Why is this so hard?
Because
Ashland.
it's similar to
Ashland
RE1.
Storm.
Go ahead.
Jack's back in the city.
Jack, I knew I could count on you.
Could you? I told you to go F off.
This is. Wait, someone's jamming the signal. I think.
Errol.
I live! Still fighting for the weak link, Jack? Well, I've had a few enhancements since we last met. Even the metalheads have their biological weakness. But me? I'm pure metal. I'd love to meet you again.
We must unite our forces or we're through. You've got to reach us, Jack.
We need you to break through and link up with us before it's too late. The KG robots are growing stronger. That floating war factory of theirs is spitting out more robots every day.
We need to assault the KG front. If we can break through their defenses, we may be able to get back to HQ and link up. Care to make some noise, Jack?
We're always up for a little rumble. Hey, Dax?
Fish in a barrel, baby. Fish in a barrel.
These characters got weird.
It's been 20 minutes if you want to end the video after that.
Nah, we'll go to the next part. All right, quickly, and I mean. very
What else
quickly.
is in Resi 2 then? I mean, there's those like cockroaches, I guess. That's got like an E.
We can keep going. Honestly, I wasted a lot of time in this video. We can keep going.
That's like an E. Those cockroaches in the sewer.
Oh,
When
cockroaches.
you're playing Sherry, that's like an E. They don't do anything.
Yeah, I think cockroaches are a solid. I would wager cockroaches are a solid E. I would almost give them F. So what about Resi Zero?
All right, well, zombies in that game drop down. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not counting. I'm not changing that. What do we got? So the leech zombies, they're scary.
Leech zombies.
They are.
Leech zombies are.
They're
lamer-
dangerous. They're
lamer
scary.
person heads.
The problem is that they chipped the scale from scary to frustrating, and so they go from like what should have been like a solid B or an A to a E. I don't think they're completely terrible, but they're an E because they stop because you fight too many of them. They're too strong, and they become frustrating. They stop being scary. It's just too annoying to fight them. So E.
E. I give them a C. I think you're not. I do a lot more, like a lot of lore stuff for me, is really important. And
I'm rating them based off how scary and how like dangerous they are and how cool they are.
They make a lot of sense to be in the game, and I appreciate that they are in the game. I'm with you. I think that
Again, I think everything about
annoying.
Zero is the game that everything in it is so cool and so like
annoying.
a
at the
great
same
idea,
time.
but then they screwed it all up. Right down to the everything.
They're a solid.
Right down to the zombies.
They're a solid C to me. That was so dirty.
I saw that one
I
coming.
didn't know where I was supposed to go.
So okay, well let's see what we got. We got bats are in that game.
Bats are the same as
Let's give
crows.
that-
They fit in exactly the same. I know you have problems with bats because of the boss, but if you're objective, you know that's not fair.
I'm not objective. You're not objective either. Alright, well, let's just go for it. Let's go for the Eliminator. That's an F. Worst enemy in Resident Evil history. Because they're small, they're fast, they're dangerous. They would be scary. That's the type of enemy that should be in 4 or 5.
Okay, let me tell a story.
Worst enemy.
When Jesse started playing Resident Evil, like before we even started Resi 3, I literally told Jesse, real story, that just wait until you get to the Eliminators. I said they're the worst enemies in Resident Evil history. And Jesse was like, well, I guess I'll see when I get there. And I was like, they are the worst. I give Eliminators, I don't give them an F. I don't think they fail, but they are an
They do
E.
fail for me. They fail for me because they're like, again, would they be scary? Yes, but they're not, they hit past that frustration moment, so now they're frustrating. They're too hard to hit. They're too fast. They're too strong. They have too much health. They're an enemy that is designed for an action game, not a fixed camera survival horror.
I give them
Terrible enemy design.
I give them an E, but it's only because in a game where hunters already exist, they made an enemy that's somehow... Oh my gosh, that physical comedy. They somehow made an enemy that is more annoying, less intuitive. They're like tiny hunters that are hard to hit and less fun to fight.
And they have more health, I swear!
And they run at you. Like, they hit you with like 50 of those guys. So, anyway, we're pretty much done, but I'm gonna, like, just... We can keep talking. You guys can hang around if you want. Maybe it'll be an extra long episode. I'm just gonna do some small side objectives and shit, just because we need to do this stuff for upgrade points.
Daxter, I need you to practice driving that missile in case we need to use it ever again. Hop on it and collect.
Oh no! In Zero, there's the giant cockroaches as well. Those are pretty cool BOWs.
All right then.
They're like a C.
Yeah, but a C. They're not
super
scary.
dangerous.
They're not really dangerous.
But they're kind of cool that they're in there.
Yeah, just a
new enemy type. You know, I love that shit in Resident Evil.
So does 3 have anything new then?
Yeah, 3 has those snakes, those weird, like, they're almost tiny gravediggers. They, like, jump at you.
I mean, those are basically snakes.
Yeah,
they get the same deer. They're the same
Actually,
thing.
you know what? I don't agree with you, but it's because snakes don't actually actively hurt you. They actually jump and bite at you. Like, they are real enemies. They attack you
Still
if you
an E
walk
for me.
past them. I give them, like, an E as well, but it's
Just like...
kind of unfair to put them on the same rate scale as something that doesn't even participate.
Is there any other new enemy in 3?
Okay, hit me with the areas. Yeah, there are Drain Deimos.
That's what I said. Aren't those like the giant cockroaches?
Oh, I didn't realize that you were talking about Drain Deimos, kind of. Yeah, I can see that.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's like those
Yeah.
things are like a C.
That's fine. Yeah, C. I don't actually know what they do. Like, I know that's a weird sentence, like a weird thing to say, but I actually don't. Like, do they have a special like ability or something?
Again, that's why I say C though. You're not really.
I
all
think
that
they're just
dangerous.
kind of like shitty BOWs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just sort of weirdos.
Anything else in 3? That's new.
There's no IVs. There's no.
But even if there was, we've already done them.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no. We don't do repeats.
We don't do repeats.
No, because we've already rated them.
This is kind of funny because I know of a lot of new enemies that are in RE Code Veronica.
Well, that's what I mean. We haven't done that, so that's
yeah.
why we're saving the final like
We might as well
actual
finish.
official tier list till the end.
While I'm doing this, we might as well finish out this little tier list because, you know.
All right, so this is where I'm really gonna need help with you. So we're gonna do Resident 4's enemy. Unfortunately, I can't remember 80% of them.
80%? Then why are you including them?
No, okay, so the Ganados. I'm gonna give them a B.
Ganados are fun to
Because
shoot.
they're fun, they're interesting, they're actually dangerous, and they actually all do different stuff. Like even the like, I don't really count the parasites as a separate enemy. They're part of the Ganados.
Yeah, I kind of no. You know what? I kind of gotta include the parasites because they changed the game because they come up later too.
Not
like
that much
Ganados are there, and then suddenly there's like a whole new version of Ganados. I would rate. I'll give them the same.
B.
Yeah, they're
for
double
the same
Bs.
reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're cool enemies. They're fun to fight. They're dangerous, especially in numbers, and they all do different stuff. And they're decently scary too. Okay, so the chainsaw guys. A.
Everyone loves them
Because they're
Everyone loves
scary?
them. They're scary. They're rad. Everyone loves those chainsaw dudes. Like they're fun to. They're fun.
They're scary,
because
they're dangerous, and they're fun. They're really well designed. Like when you see them, you're like, oh shit! Like you have to focus your attention.
Yeah, 100%. I love them. I think you can't ignore them because they one-shot you if you're not prepared.
Okay, so what about? Here's the thing that I did remember. What about those blind guys that claw you?
You're talking about that claw you? Are you talking about
Like they're like I think they're
generators?
blind. No.
Oh, the yeah.
They're like they have like Wolverine claws, and
yeah.
they like kind of like they're blind, aren't they?
Yeah, you're totally right. I know what you're talking about.
What do you give us?
They're like a solid B.
Yeah, that's about a
they're
B.
a fun BOW. They have a gimmick. You can't just like unload into them because they have special abilities and shit. You know, I appreciate that a lot whenever I'm playing a horror game. I like gimmicks, but I don't like annoying gimmicks. His gimmick isn't annoying. The whole point is you can lure him with sound and then shoot him in the back. That's cool. That's
Okay, well here's an
different, yeah.
interesting one for you. The ogre. Do you count this as a boss? Because it does kind of become a regular enemy later.
You can include ogre. I think it'd be cheap to include him as a boss and an enemy, so you can put him wherever you want.
Because you do end up kind of just fighting them later on.
I just call him a regular enemy. He's fine. You can put him down with like magnum bullets, and he
For
dies
me,
pretty
they're.
quick.
I want to say C or B because it's like they're not really scary, but they are kind of dangerous.
I give him, again, he's like a C. I don't really think the ogres are all that depressing.
Yeah, okay, so what else is there
It's
in
like a
that
big
game?
Ganado, even has a parasite.
There's something that's invisible in that game.
The cockroach things, they're like, I used to call them grasshoppers, but they
Are they... I don't know if I really find them that scary.
they're not scary.
Are they
They're fun to,
dangerous?
no, but they're fun to shoot. I know that's a weird thing. They're kind of fun to shoot in the same way
So
that...
they're not really dangerous then?
They are a bit dangerous. I think they do a lot of damage if
I
they
don't know.
clip you.
From what I do remember them, I'm gonna say about a C, because I don't remember them being all that big a deal.
I know they're really fun to shoot. That's it. Because when you bust them with the shotgun, they like really go like, "Rawr!" They like fly backwards.
What else
yeah.
is in the game? Other than
Iron
regenerators?
Maidens,
What are those?
regenerators. They're super regenerators. Iron Maidens and regenerators are pretty much on the same level.
Oh, Iron Maidens are... They're the same thing. Well, what... Okay, well, before we get to that, was there anything else that you remember from Resi 4?
You're always asking me this, and I'm really focused.
This is why I
on
said I need
this
your
one.
help, because I don't remember that many enemies in Resi 4.
Okay, before I hit, I'll think real quick. I'm going area by area, right? So castle.
Those are just
Cultists,
Ganados. Cultists and
Ganados.
Ganados are the same thing.
Bugs are introduced. There are crows, but they're not enemies. There are wolf one like. Are there dog parasites? That's in 5.
I don't think so.
That's in 5. Nothing in the first area. Nothing in the second area. Third area has the commando Ganados. There's
Yeah,
the
but
big dude with the
the
minigun.
big dude with the minigun? I'm gonna give him like a C, because they're just
You're gonna
like...
put Big Chungus as a C.
Vive la France et vive la